Okay, so this is Pure Skate, and we are going to be talking about this skate park that oh god, I'm just really tired. Anyway, I just put the final touches on the skate park, and it's pretty much done. So let's look at it. It's got I put 2 coats of polyurethane on it after I sanded everything down. The reason why this ramp right here is actually so big is because when I store these things, I'm storing them in my garage, and I'm actually taking this, lifting it up vertically and resting it on this part, right? So I wanted this part to be really big as like a base for standing this up, because this is actually pretty big. And now when I look at it, I actually wish that I would have made this curved. I would have this would have been a quarter pipe right here, like a half bank ramp, half quarter pipe. But anyway, it is what it is. I already made it. So when I originally put this thing together, I held it together with glue. It was just glue, and that was it. And I made it actually last year, and I never put any coatings on it. I never, put any protective coatings on it when I made it last year, so it was always on my to-do list to finish this up. And so I pulled it out, getting ready for the next Texas Rendezvous that's coming up this summer. And so I pulled this out, and I said, all right, let's put that final coating on it and wrap this up. And I noticed that the ramps were coming undone because they were just held together with glue, and that was it. Now, sometimes ramps hold together, sometimes they don't. It just depends. Sometimes the weather affects them. But it was all just kind of falling apart. So what I ended up doing is, you can see these little holes right here. I actually tried to re-glue it back together, and it still wouldn't stay. So I said, okay, fine, if you're not going to do what I want you to do, then I'm going to force you to do what I want you to do. So I took a bunch of screws and just screwed it all together, and I've never had any problems with it since. Some of the transitions were a little rough, so I put this spackling putty on here. Of course, it looks terrible, but I guarantee you this is a very, very smooth feel right here. Like, the transition here to here is like it's very close to being perfect. I mean, I can take my board, going this way, and I can very easily slide on this crease right here. So yeah, it looks terrible, but the actual performance is very nice. This piece right here I actually built for something else, and then I couldn't find a home for it because the thing that I originally built it for I didn't make. So when I was building this, I just had this piece actually just laying around, and so I built this whole kind of, this section around this so that this would fit on this. I also could have put maybe another ramp over here, but if you notice, if you look at a lot of my my ramps and parks, I like to be very spacious with what I'm doing. And what I mean by that, I'm just looking right here, it looks like maybe that could be a little bit better. When I build these parks, I try to really give the fingerboarder enough space to actually, feel comfortable. Because I think a common mistake that I see in a lot of parks is that somebody takes, some piece of wood or something, let's say the size of this thing, somebody takes it, right, and they try to put like 20 ramps on here, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work because you're overcrowding the park. If you look at this, there's basically just 2 ramps, and then that's it. And this is, I think, it's like maybe almost 6 foot long, this board, the actual base of this. So it only has 2 ramps. And if I were to put another ramp on there, I would need to extend the board. And I didn't want to extend the board because, well, I just didn't think it would work out well. So I only put 2 ramps on here, even though I would technically like another one over here. It just, there wasn't enough space for it. I could have made it happen by making this smaller and making this smaller, but it just didn't work out. I didn't want to do it that way. So so I like to give the player lots of space and lots of room, because if you don't, I hate that feeling of being cramped. I also think when you do fingerboarding, you should really try to make something very basic. Try not to do too much. Like, what if I put, 3 rails on here, and then a stair set, and then, 2 quarter pipes, and then all of this too. It's just, it's too much. It's too much in one space. So anyway, so let me do a quick fingerboarding thing here. Yeah, so I'm not going to edit this or anything because I suck at editing. Yeah, so I'm sucking right now, but I technically don't care. I technically don't care because... Anyway, so... Oh, and the wind is blowing, so... So anyway, it was a very cool... Anyway, the final result, I love the final result. I think the final result looks great, or at least performs great. So anyway, that's it. So come to the Texas Rendezvous.